What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolfson, and with me is my special guest, the one and only Mike Phoenix Hero. Let's go! How's it going, man? How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, life's treating you all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Earlier before, I felt like we didn't have that much topics to talk about, but then when I looked out, I was like, oh shit, this just happened. Oh shit, this just happened. There's like a few things that just happened today and only today, and then I just found about it in the span of a few hours. So I'm excited to talk about this, man. For once, we're on time, we're on schedule on announcements, huh?
Yeah. Let's get the longest part out of the way, the TCG. I think the people want to know how you switched decks.
Oh my god.
From Centurion.
So I'm no longer on Centurion, and then I'll be back in Centurion. I know. I know.
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm a hypocrite. Here's the thing. I did retire the deck because the deck right now is just kind of unplayable because it only has one line. And when you have a deck that has only one line, it's kind of hard to maneuver the competitive scene because everybody knows exactly your choke point or your weakest point in all this, you know? But wouldn't you know it? After we aired the episode and I said I'm retiring the deck itself, wouldn't you know it that in the next core set on Legacy of Destruction in April, bam, we got Centurion support, and it kind of actually helps a little bit the consistency on Centurion. I'm just like, well, fuck me, huh? Because I just literally uploaded all of my cards out of it, you know? And now they're back in and pricey. What I think about the new support, like, I already told you, it's like, I feel like, about it, but then after playtesting, it's like, all right, it still doesn't have any inboard protection. I feel like that's exactly what this deck needs. It needs an inboard protection. But what this deck now with the new support, it just creates more than one opening, more than one line. So it's no longer a one-line starter. No, it opens up a couple more lines. So I was just like, all right. But I'm not gonna play Centurion or I'm gonna wait until the new support because like I really want to play the Fire Dragon OTK deck. But now I'm like considering getting a freaking case because like Legacy sounds like this monster of a core set. So currently I'm right now playing Earthbound Runic, which I am fairly enjoying it. It has its uses. It actually has its things, and I'm having much more fun than I had before, and it's giving me certain results. Now, last week when we did on the locals, it didn't perform. Let me hold on. Let me rethink that. No, it performed the way I hoped it was gonna perform. I ended up doing 1-3, which is pretty bad, but it's okay because I only played suboptimal because there was a certain cards that I was missing because I was promised by the store, by Junior, that he was gonna give me the cards. And I called, hey, pull them out. And when I got there, yeah, I got you. It was getting closer. Oh, I can't find the order, so I can't help you with that. I'm like, bro, what were you doing this entire time that on a Saturday when there's no customers? What you were doing? I was just upset about it. And I should have contacted you first to ask if you had the card. So because I didn't have that one card, I had to play suboptimally. And wouldn't you know it, that card would have made a hell of a difference. And every other deck that I was playing that day, it would have made a hell of a difference. It would have make or break that game winning slot. But I can say that this deck is actually pretty strong as it is, and a lot of people don't know about the deck, so that gives me, a little bit of edge. And as well, I play all 3 games in every round, so it wasn't like I lost all the games because it was all one-sided. No, we went back and forth. the thing that I do notice is that it definitely has a weak point going second. Like if you don't side out go second cards or have a sort of an engine of sorts to go second, it might be a very tough battle. This week is gonna be the sneak peek for Phantom Nightmare, which is the new core set that's releasing by Konami on Yu-Gi-Oh! Phantom Nightmare. The official release is next week. This week we're having the sneak peek. We'll hope to have something. I'm not really hoping for anything, to be honest. I already told you what I wanted. Like they're all comments because I already pre-ordered Populous, which is now Popular, and Promethean.
Mhm.
So like I really don't have. I'm not seeking anything. Like I'm not even buying a bots or anything. I don't know if I am buying a bots or not. I'm just getting whatever. Like singles game at this point because there's nothing for me, and I am having fun with the Earthbound Runic. I am. I guess like the struggles is like going second. That's the struggle, And if you don't open like a good hand starter, like if you don't have the starter and then have a couple of cards for them to blow up or break the board, then it's kind of hard, And would you know it that as soon as I picked up the deck, Joshua Smith posted on YouTube about it. I was like, these YouTubers are literally raiding us. They're hacking on us or something because like how the fuck? I only talked to you about this and I didn't realize there was already a pro player already behind it. I was just like, oh, okay. So I just went around based on what he was going for, but his way, it's kind of weird, But yeah, I like the new Earthbounds. I feel like it needs a little bit more support. And just today, I was telling you about Kashtira, so now I'm thinking of doing Earthbound Kashtira. So I'm just playing Kashtira, simple deck.
Join the dark side.
We're just splashing the Earthbounds because like Kashtira doesn't really need the normal summons. So
yeah,
Earthbound can just fill up that spot for the normal summons. And if you get the 1-for-1 card, you special summon the Earthbounds. It's like even more openings, So I started playtesting the Kashtira version of Earthbound, and it is like, holy crap, this is actually much more better than I thought because A, you can play Under Shifter. Like they don't really care. Just play Under Shifter. B, you can pull out Shen. So a Rise Art ban? Oh, okay, my bad. Anyways, Shen. So you still got the Microcosmo out there. And the cool thing about Shen is like if you pop Shen, you can still revive him the next turn. So it's a cool strategy. There's a couple of cool strategies that Earthbound has with Kashtira. I was even going mad of myself and say, hey, what happens if I just splash some of the Snake Eye engine on Kashtira? And I was like, oh my God, this is a whole rabbit hole that I'm going now with Kashtira. I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna go back again to Kashtira now and just splash with freaking Earthbound. Because now, in this format so far, all I'm saying is that Droll is going to be very heavy. It's going to be a Droll format. Everybody needs to have a Droll and Lockbird with them. So yeah, like that's something I'm noticing. There's a couple of changes. Ghost Bill is going to be your best friend as well. And respecting the background. So, Cosmic Cyclones to remove some of those stuff and whatnot. It's just little stuff that is switching. I don't know if the format is going to change harder when the new core set is getting released. Like it might be better, or it might remain the same. I don't know enough, but if somebody asks me, I will say it's going to remain the same. Only the difference is that fire players, whether it's Snake Eyes or Fire Kings or Rescue Ace, they're going to be dominating the game a lot more because of the Snake Eye populace, or popular. But yeah, those are like just like my thoughts about it. There was also something else that I want to talk to you. But before we get there, how was your experience with your deck last week on the locals, and what are your thoughts about it?
So not last week, but the week before that, I switched to the Heat Soul Kashtira.
Yeah.
So then that week, because we didn't do a podcast, we did one with your cousin.
Yeah.
That week. Yeah. So I got third place with it.
Oh,
And I only did the combo line successfully once.
really?
Yeah, because either I got shifter, so I can't do the combo line because I need a revive from graveyard, so I don't have a graveyard on a shifter, or I got like Nibiru halfway through the through the combo,
Ooh.
which isn't bad because they're doing it as I'm like link climbing, and then they Nibiru me, and it's like, okay, well then I can birth and then bring back like Fenrir,
right?
so like I have a like not have two interruptions regardless. And I think like I forgot what I did, but I think I was able to go to like SP and Fenrir. So like it didn't like kill me getting Nibiru. So I was like, yeah, I guess it was a good Nibiru bait. So then last week I got second place.
That's right. Climbing up.
I attempted the combo line 0 times. So I was like, I'm just playing my old deck, but now I limited my extra deck to have more links I didn't use.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I think I told you that like, yeah, I want to do voiceless cash.
So that's gonna be the new thing. Once this set comes out, like that's the only thing that you want to do.
I've been playtesting it and I really like it. So the thing with Kashtira is like you're locked into XCs.
Yeah.
From the extra deck, but ritual summoning is not extra deck summoning. So depending on how I want to do it, I can start doing my Kashtira, lock myself, but I'm still able to play the voiceless stuff, or starting the voiceless stuff, get Nibiru or whatever. I'm like, okay, well now I have the whole entire Kashtira line to do. So like the way I've been playing it is like going into what's it called? Going into the Phantom Mecha Beast, summon 2 tokens, link them off, and try to go into SP. By then I could get Nibiru, which is fine because like okay. And then after that, birth to bring back Fenrir. And then I do the voiceless stuff. Or if I have the voiceless stuff first, and I just like do that.
So give me a bottom line. What is it that voiceless does overall?
It has the potential to have 2 negates. So one is an Omni negate on a 4,100 attack beat stick. So like, yeah, even if I negate, you have to beat over a 4K beat stick, which is kind of hard sometimes.
Jeez.
And it summons I forgot the name of the ritual monster. It's a dragon. I forgot the first name, but it's like the Ascended and something. It's like a dragon. It's a hand trap.
Saravis?
Yeah.
Saravis.
You can summon him. Savari, yeah. So you can summon him too, and he's a summon negate.
Oh
so
yeah, he's a hand trap itself. Yeah,
he's a hand trap himself. But in this deck, it's easy to summon him, and his like on field effect is he can negate a special summon. So now you have an Omni negate and a summon negate, and then with my board, I have SP and then Fenrir. So I have four interruptions, and if I have birth, then that's a 5th one to interrupt your graveyard.
Damn.
I'll say it loses the draw, but so does Kashtira even without the voiceless stuff.
It's like every other deck that can lose to draw.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. And also like you play the Odd Eyes pendulum graph because it's a level 7 ritual. So he's like who's a dragon, so you can summon him in the deck, but also you can put him in the pendulum zone. At the end phase, you take him back and you get to search your ritual spell. So you have a follow-up for next turn.
So we're doing some pendulum shenanigans now.
Well, you're not pendulum summoning. I'm not pendulum summoning. He's only one pendulum card in the deck. But yeah, it's like his pendulum effect is just go add back to hand and then search the ritual spell.
Right.
So like you have follow-up for next turn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then of course you play Diviner. So you try to, do that line and all that stuff. Yeah. So like it's tricky because I can go like, okay, special summon like Unicorn, and then normal summon Diviner, and now they're like, okay, what like who do I ash? Who do I blah blah blah? Because the Diviner line is gonna special summon from deck, so then they can try to like ash that, and then it's like, okay, now I have my Kashtira line to go down, and you already use your ash.
Yeah, exactly. Now you just go cash combo at that point.
So it's like trying to play again. And again, if they have multiple hand traps, it's like I'm baiting out all your hand traps.
Yeah.
And it's like, so like, what do you have left,
Damn. So hold on. So that means so Voiceless and Kashtira, they have a good mix.
Yeah, and depending on how you're summoning the ritual, there's one that like you're locked into using light or dark.
Okay.
So like you can't use your Kashtira, but then there's, I think when you use the spell itself, you can use your Kashtiras because they're all level 7.
Right.
So there's times where like I'm doing this stuff and then I have, I have Rise Heart and I'm like, well, I don't really, Rise Heart is not a, what's it called? Interruption after you banish your opponent's like 3 cards.
Right.
So I'll just like tribute it away for the ritual summon. So it's like cool strategy. That's like, okay, it's like there's level 7s and I can ritual summon them off. Or sorry, I use them to ritual summon. So yeah, so they kind of mix pretty good.
Damn, that's amazing. You find the most interesting ways to mix something. Like that you find the most interesting text, and all of a sudden everybody in YouTube is like, "Oh yeah, this is a good tech." I was like, "Bro, my boy heard it did it before you guys." The fuck? Now everybody's gonna catch on that number C6 card that nobody's ever heard.
I used that 2 weeks ago. I was playing the guy that plays the going second decks.
Yeah, the what is it? The skull surfing branded?
No, not him. Oh. He plays like Kaiju, Interruption, Slumber, and then he summoned. I think last week he switched it up to Dynamorphia.
Oh, so Javier.
Yeah, him. So he summoned like Zombie Vampire, and it's like 3K beat stick that like can't be targeted, blah blah blah. And then I went into C6, and I was like, yeah, I can just beat over your stuff. Yeah, because the not being able to target it is annoying because with the Kashtira, like you can't use Fenrir to get rid of it. Because Fenrir targets. So yeah, so C6. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do the Heat Soul combo line with the voiceless stuff.
Do you
have a lot of like?
Do you feel like it's a waste of time of doing the Heat Soul combo now? Like it's too much for little reward?
No, because when I was able to pull it off, I did get like 2 hand traps. Like I got a droll, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then I have follow up for the next turn too, in case like, okay, I don't get hand traps, I might draw like another unicorn or something. In case they clear my board, it's like, okay, I got 2 cards that can hopefully like help me do stuff. But for this case, like I don't think I need it with the voiceless stuff. I think the voiceless stuff is more like impactful.
Okay, so basically, this meta, we're changing our decks a little bit now.
But yeah, but we didn't talk about the pull rates for Maze. My luck was bad. I bought 2 boxes with 0 bonfires and 0 transaction rollback.
I only bought 1, and I already knew it was a big mistake. It was a big disappointment. But I did pull the one card that I needed, which was the Harmonic Synchro. What I didn't like is that I pulled all the Earthbound cards from the bots that I needed, and I bought Travis first a single before I realized I could have gotten them easily. So I was just like, well, okay. This is money well spent. Matt pulled only 1 bonfire, and then everyone else like pulled whatever. I know last week this guy pulled rollback transaction, and I remember Travis had like a whole playset of bonfires and whatnot. I don't know if he offloaded. I'm pretty sure he did. But man, that's ridiculous. Now that bonfire is like back at 130, just like in pre-sale, all because of the new TCG exclusive, the Ashen. All because of that exclusive, which when I saw the Ashen, like I love the art design. The art design looks gorgeous. It looked amazing. A lot of people were saying that, it picked up a lot of reference from the Dark Souls. So it was like, all right, cool. I mean, it picked a good reference, I guess. I mean, it's amazing. I wouldn't mind picking up the deck just because of the artwork design. But shit, ever since it got announced, Bonfire sped up, and I looked at the deck, it's like, I don't know if this deck is like better than any other TCG exclusives that have been released. Like, I don't know if this deck is like better than, as equal or better than, what Gold Pride can do or what the Goldie cards can do right now, you know? Like,
Mhm.
and I mean, there's always been a hit and miss with the TCG exclusives, you know? I wouldn't say that this one's a miss, but at the same time, I wouldn't call it a hit. Now, would you agree or disagree?
I think it's not a good deck. I think it's a good engine. I think like you need to supplement it with a better deck, because to me, like the dragon is a hand trap basically, because you can disrupt your opponent's field spell. And it's like it's supposed to be like an OTK, but like if they have interruptions, it's like you need another package to bait out, to like clear the board and stuff before you start doing the Ashen stuff to do the OTK. But I think by itself, it's like it's very like interruptible.
It's kind of got a little. It felt a little bit overwhelmed, you know, because it was like you're doing a lot for little reward, is what I feel, you know. And I mean, it's cool that they have that effect that, you know, if you have the field spell, you can special summon for free, so it's free extenders for all around. Cool effect. I love it. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but again, each of them, it's so unique, and I feel like the lines are still what nobody like knows how to work this out, you know. And like you said, you know, the dragon itself is it's a board breaker, but you know, for you to utilize a board breaker, you have to make sure that, you know, that you bait out all their negates or their interruptions. Otherwise, you know, you're just giving them a free body at that point.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's too much, you know. Like, I guess we're gonna expect more in the next course and in Legacy of Destruction. Yeah, probably. But like, was it really worth like having Bonfire shoot to the moon because of it? So it's now Bonfire for me is like, now it's a wasteless card. Like, now I'm not even gonna bother getting it. Now I'm not gonna even bother getting any of the Snake Eyes. Well, I only got the one-offs of all the Snake Eyes, you know, because it's easy to get then, you know. And if you're planning to use a small engine for Snake Eyes, all you need is those one-offs. You don't really need Wanted. Wanted is definitely helpful, and Bonfire as well. But if you can, you know, you can maneuver around it, you know. Yeah, the consistency will decrease if you don't have Wanted or Bonfire, but it's still one card starter engine, you know, that you just go off with. If you draw Ash, normal or special Ash, you can go off without even having to use a Wanted or Bonfire, you know. So I don't know. This, like I said, this core set that's coming out is like all right, cool. It's not bad. And thank you, Konami, for giving us popular and Promethean ultra rares instead of the usual, you know, secret rares for the most. Yeah, like it's good. Like, it's gonna kill every single secret rare for sure. And I feel bad for you because you wanted to play voiceless, and they made the lady that's a free off, right? You need to place it a secret rare, and that's gonna be the most expensive card of the whole set.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you have any expectations coming over? Like, any expectations on the sneak peek and or on the next week when it gets released?
I think I'm the opposite of you. I think I'm more pumped for this set and less of Legacy of Destruction.
Really? Why is that?
I just feel there's nothing in Legacy that like interests me.
Really?
Like, I'm not playing Centurion, so like I'm irrelevant about the new support. Then the fire dragon, the fire dragons again, something like I'm not like interested in. So it's like,
what about the Raika, which is like the plant insect? What is it again? Plant insect reptile deck.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, but again, it's not like something I wouldn't play. I think like with this set, it's like voices really like got me interested.
Okay,
and then since it has energy with Kashtira, like I'm more interested in that.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I think a lot of people will go just for Poplar and Prometheus Princess.
Yeah, those are like the most sought out cards of all. Everything else is just like whatever. I do want to say like, ooh, I can't wait to pick up Ray Raptor, and Ray
Raptor.
I'm even considering picking up the quarter century Ray Raptor, the boss mon, because that boss is like the new Ultimate Falcon.
Yeah,
and it does more. So it's like, okay, I wouldn't mind having a copy of it. Once it drags its price to $20, yeah, absolutely, I'll pick it up. Because there's no way that a quarter century of that Ray Raptor card is gonna be more than $50. There's no way. And I don't see people like picking up or getting ready to pick up Ray Raptors. Like Ray Raptors it's a great deck, and now they made it much more better of a roguish category or even tier 3 or something. But it just loses hard to draw, and once you lose to draw, like the deck is dead basically. So is any other deck, of course, and But the thing is about Ray Raptors, it's all gas. That's their way. I always enjoy playing Ray Raptors because it's fun, But it's gas. Hard loses to draw or any hand shots. Imperm Ash, like if you choke them in the right spots, like you finish them, and it's very susceptible to nib. That you need to have, you need to have something to return back after you're getting nib. Otherwise, so I hardly doubt that I'll see any of those cards in like any expenses, including the quarter surgery. The other cards that I did saw that I told you that I'm very interested in. The Earthbound Fusion for sure, because I want to play Earthbound Runex one more time with the new Earthbound Fusion before I decided like, all right, I'm gonna go full Kashtira again. Kashtira Earthbound. I definitely want to play it on that card because I know that the Earthbound Fusion definitely has a couple of combo lines with it, and it saves you from getting imperm or getting negated in certain ways. So it's like because it's a quick play, so it's pretty good, and it allows you to special summon Earthbound from your graveyard, from your hand. I totally forgot, but you banish from the graveyard, special summon from hand or grave, and bam, you can go again with the combo line. So it's like,
follow up.
Yeah, you got follow up. There you go. And the cool thing is like it's a common, and the other common was Berserk Archfiend, which people are like, whatever about it. But any player who plays on chain, this is definitely a card that will help a little bit more on chain. Even though on chain is still good, just cut down the consistency with they're limited to one. But Berserk Archfiend helps them a lot because it's a dark theme, level 6, easily can be special summoned by destroying one card in the field. Don't you think that's exactly what Unchained needs?
Yeah.
Oh, pop. Okay, you pop my monster. Anyways, Unchained effect special. Oh, D Caesar. So it definitely does help the consistency a lot more on the deck. So, but we'll see how everything goes. Other than that, I really don't have any more other cards to search on. And if I pull a Popular or Promethean and say, hey, absolutely, even better. The Goblin Bikers, which is now that's what they call Goblin Bikers instead of Riders. Initially it looked very interesting, but now that it's gone closer and I see some of the combo lines, kind of overwhelmed, and it really, the end board doesn't do much. Like you will have you can easily pull out Utopic Future and some other interruptions. And you can also pull the full armor at sea Black Lancer. I forgot what was the right set.
Yeah.
You remove that, there's not that many that it can do. And if they stop you before you can go any further, then you're like, oh well, there it goes. So that's basically my thoughts out of it. What do you think?
For what? For the Goblin?
Yeah, I mean, for the whole set. You say so you're just gonna go voiceless. You're gonna enjoy it. So you're looking forward to it.
Yeah. I agree with you. I was surprised Poplar and Promethean are ultras. That was very shocking. Because if you asked me, I would have betted that they were going to be secrets.
I thought it was gonna be a secret this entire time. The moment they pulled the reviews, like in the trailer, like the moment I saw the trailer, I went to and texted you right away. It's like, bro, these cards are ultra rare. It's like, whoa.
It only hurts me because now the voiceless.
Because the voice. Because you don't care. Yeah. You don't care about the snake eyes. You just wanted the voiceless.
Yeah, I stopped caring caring about Fire Kings. Like once I did not pull a single bonfire, I was like, nah, I'm not. I can't invest anymore.
So you're gonna offload them?
No.
Just keep it around for a while to see what's up.
Yeah, because like the only thing I guess that cost me was the Diabell Star package, and like that's still a good package to have.
Yeah, I was an idiot by offloading all my wanteds when I did. I didn't realize Diabell Star was gonna be that big of a deal. Now I looked at it, I was like, damn. I should have known. But yeah, well, maybe it states about that. Moving on for the next topic. I mean, guys, let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts for this new core set, Phantom Nightmare? What are your thoughts? Which cards are you getting? The other thing I wanted to talk to you related to Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that this little drama came about. Have you heard of this Yugituber head-to-head battles?
Is that the one that the guy plays with his wife?
Yeah. Not Crush Card, but it's the Asian couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the Asian couple then.
Yes.
So he made a statement not too long ago, and it went an uproar throughout the entire Yu-Gi-Oh community, and even certain other Yugitubers called them out for being delusional. And his statement was pretty clear. He was saying like, "Oh, if you look at it, Yu-Gi-Oh is cheap." Go on, explain yourself.
Nani?
What?
Yeah. In what context?
A little bit of more context. So I took a deep dive on his video, and not in his video. It was a tweet that he posted, like that he would say like, "Oh, compared to Pokemon and Magic and other card games, Yu-Gi-Oh is fairly cheap because if you want to play the competitive scene, of course it's gonna be expensive, but if you really want to play have fun, it's gonna be cheap. So stop crying about." And I'm like, huh? I play both competitively and casually, and that shit ain't cheap. It still's gonna set me a couple bucks. So I don't know what. Maybe he was high that day, maybe, and maybe he decided to like, let me just say something wild, so it can stir up to be trendy or something. But honestly, like that's a very backwards statement that he did. This is a very backwards mentality, especially now that he's been unbanned from playing competitively. Now he can actually play competitively on any OTS stores and UDS and YCS and regionals and whatnot. So for him to say like, "Oh yeah, it's very cheap," I'm like, easy for you to say. Someone that actually like gets sponsored from Konami from time to time and gets some of these products, and then all of a sudden pull out of their fucking ass the Starlight Rares that could cover the entire case and whatnot. Yeah, okay, sure. It's definitely cheap. And the decks that he plays, like, come on. Like, every deck that you play, it's gonna be worth more than $300. Especially if you're playing a competitive deck and you're playing like competitively, whether it's locally or regionally or YCS level, it's a fucking you're spending $300. This is not included like hand traps and whatnot, because most of the time you can compensate the hand traps because you buy a certain hand traps to say you have free play set of Ash and Imperns. You can easily get those Ash and Imperns onto the next deck that you want to play. If you don't have more than one copy, you could just like boop, there you go. So you're not counting the hand traps because that's so like a deck alone can cost you more than $300 on Yu-Gi-Oh! And then sometimes that deck alone dies between core set releases, new archetypes, and ban lists. And knowing as a competitive player, if you don't know when the ban list is gone and you don't make those good predictions and don't make the right moves to offload the cards that you purchase, you basically are on the negative.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You spend $300, ban list comes out, that $300 comes worthless, and then you have to spend another $300 to get the new stuff so you can play again competitively, and then becomes a cycle, a never-ending cycle over and over. So for him to say Yu-Gi-Oh is cheap, it's kind of backwards. But that's my my thought. What are your thoughts in this?
I'm just reading his tweet now. So he said Yu-Gi-Oh is cheap, competitive Yu-Gi-Oh is not. Stop mixing these two. Any hobby, if you want to compete at a higher level, has a cost. Yu-Gi-Oh is cheap. So I kind of understand what he's saying. Like, if you want to play like a Blue Eyes deck, like you can, they're all commons, you know. So that, and then Blue Eyes is not a competitive deck. So I can see what he's trying to say.
But the messaging
it's like,
is just.
But it's like it's not fun if you're losing.
Yeah.
So
like why?
So So if he's saying that like, hey, like if you really want to play Yu-Gi-Oh, you can buy it like a cheap deck and play with your friends and tell them not to play meta, then like I can kind of understand what he's trying to imply. But it's just like the way he phrased it is like very weird, you know? Like Yu-Gi-Oh is expensive. Like
it's not like One Piece that you can actually buy a starter deck for $30 and you can use that starter deck to play others and not lose all the time. You can actually have some wins. In Yu-Gi-Oh, however, you need to spend $30 for 3 starter decks so you can have a playset. You're still gonna have a hard time playing even at locally. Let's just say that everybody at the locals are playing a rogue deck, and let's just say that you bought 3 structure decks of, let's say the best. Okay, let's just say Fire King. Fire King is good, and you just bought the free structure decks of $30, and you're playing it. And it's like, oh yeah, I got this. But then here comes some of the interruptions, and here comes some of the places, and here's some of the board breakers. And you're like, Dan, I wish I had an Ash. Or Dan, I wish I had this. Now you had to spend an extra $5 for that one Ash. Or all right, playset, $15. And imperms are probably like $2 or $3. All right, I gotta spend more money on that. So now your $30 are now turning to $50. Ooh, a Call by the Grave sounds good. Yeah, I might actually need that. All right, let me play. I still lose. I still need a little bit more. So what am I getting? What am I getting? Ooh, I heard a small Snake Eye package works. All right, so now I had to invest another $30 for the small Snake Eyes. Ooh, Diabelistar works. Okay, now I had to spend another $40. So now we're down to $100.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's easy to say that as a hobby, it's only fun to play and whatnot, but you're still spending a lot of money. And let's not forget, like I said before, for every core sets, new deck building sets, reprint sets, and ban lists, some of these decks die out. Right now, Fire King is the hot shit. But I guarantee you, by the end of the day, you can mark this on this episode, I can guarantee you by the end of the year, Fire Kings will probably die out. And it wouldn't be as competitive as it is right now. Mark my words, it will happen because I've seen it happening with Sword Soul, and I love that deck. I saw it happening with Sprites. Fuck, we could go even further. We saw it with Tier Elements. They had to kill Tiers 3 fucking times for it to peacefully die, and it's still going competitively. But every other deck, we still see it, and it's not as competitive as it once was, you know? So if you want it, so it's like, damn, I love Sword so much, but I still lose because they know all my lines. Oh, but if this deck looks interesting, I might actually invest on it. So whatever you already invest on Sword, now you have to double the investment on the next step because you want to play, and that goes on. So that's my stand. Like, you can't say Yu-Gi-Oh is cheap because yes, saying that Yu-Gi-Oh is cheap if you're playing like locally or casually, sure. But eventually, like you said, you get tired of losing. Like, how long are you gonna say, all right, I'm kind of done with losing all the time, even with this deck? I got tired of losing with Centaurian, and I had to retire the deck until I started to enjoy myself again playing on another different deck. But it happens. But even so, I offload all my cards, and even though the Earthbound cards are cheap, and it's very cheap, like you can get an entire Earthbound set, a core set with runic cards, all under 50, and you can have fun. But eventually, I need to get a certain other cards. Like if I didn't have the Barons or the Chaos Angels or any other fusions that I need for it, like I'll still have to spend the money for it, you know? So I mean, that's my take. You understand what he was going through.
Yeah. So, but like he said it kind of arrogant.
Yeah.
That's my issue too. It's like he didn't say that like, hey, like you can play it cheap if you do, like schoolyard Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. He was just like, very arrogant about it.
And it's funny coming from him, for somebody who's been sponsored by Konami before multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me like, Yu-Gi-Oh was cheap when you got the entire company sponsoring you and giving you free booster packs. And, wow, what a coincidence in this bots. You pull one of the chase cards. You pull one of the starlights, one of the quarter searches. Wow, damn. Yeah, of course fucking Yu-Gi-Oh is cheap because you're not paying for shit. So I agree. And I'm glad that a lot of people in the community had something to say. And there were a lot of people that were criticizing him, because I don't know if the wife was part of it, but they were definitely directing on him. And they were very respectful on the criticisms of it. It's just like, hey, he's my homie, but I have to let the whole public know I disagree with that statement. And it's like you say, the way that he said it was kind of arrogant. But yeah, that's just like the recent Yu-Gi-Oh drama.
I didn't even know that. I didn't. Well, like, to be fair, I don't really follow a lot of Yugitubers. Like, I follow Yassine, if you know who he is.
No, of course, Yassine.
Yeah,
shout
Yassine and Team Samurai and Simo.
Simo's the homie.
That's
Shout
like,
out to Simo.
Like, I just follow those three, to be honest. The rest, like, if I need like news, I just look at Reddit or like Twitter and see what people are posting. But yeah, I heard of him like head to head when he got banned originally, because like he was kind of crying, saying that like it's not fair he got banned for drinking. It's like Konami is very like kid friendly. To me it made sense that he got banned. I was like, yeah, like you, like even if you like were doing it like out of stream or whatever, like you did something Konami doesn't like. It's very obvious Konami wouldn't like. Yeah, because he was trying to say like, oh, I was in pain and blah blah. It's like, well, you didn't have to go to the tournament, because it was a remote tournament. It wasn't like it was like a YCS he flew out to or anything. It was remote, so
right.
Like he chose to do that. I didn't know he got unbanned. I thought his ban was till like 2024.
Yeah, I think he got him. Well, I mean, it is 2024, so I think he recently got unbanned.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So maybe he is. Somebody can correct me down below on the comment section. Maybe he is still banned. I don't know. I could have sworn I've seen him a couple times playing on a local stores and a couple OTS stores and whatnot. Because yeah, when you're banned from Konami, you're not allowed to play on any OTS store that's sponsored by Konami. Like, it could be another local store that's not necessarily being backed up by Konami, sure. But if it's an official OTS store, you're not allowed to. That's how I know how the banning works, because that's what happened with this guy and Andres Torres. When he got banned, he couldn't play like in cool stuff, or he couldn't play in cool stuff playing Yu-Gi-Oh. He could play on other card games like Magic and Digimon and others, but he could not go to cool stuff to play Yu-Gi-Oh. He can go on where or another place that it's like officially OTS. Like Project, he couldn't go to Prodigy, but that's how I know, and that's how what the people were telling me. Yeah, I don't know if he's still banned or he's unbanned. I mean, 2024, I guess. But now that you're mentioning, I kind of look at this as his way of sucking up to Konami in a way, or kissing his ass. Because now you can think, if you can think about it. Oh, I just recently I'm gonna kiss their ass as much as possible so they can continue to sponsor me and be good to them and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, I'm a changed man. But, when you say stuff like that, it's like,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you got the sponsorship, but then people don't want to watch you.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking at his X or Twitter, I don't want to call it. It says they extended it to May of 2024.
They extended to May? Oh, so he's still banned.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Oh, well, now he's sucking up to Konami, or so that way gets on trend or whatnot, so he could get him banned or be on Konami's good side. I don't know. I know I'm never gonna be on Konami's side, and it's not related to just Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. I have a love-hate relationship with Konami, mostly hate because the way how they treated Kojima Productions and Hideo Kojima overall, like they did him dirty and kicked him off of the metal of the company. It was just a shit show. So like I always had a love-and-hate relationship with Konami. So it's not just Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. So yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a dumb thing to say, honestly. In my opinion, it was kind of dumb for him to say something like that. Like you don't, and why would you say that on public where everybody can follow you and see you and saying these stuff? Like this is kind of an unnecessary.
Yeah, I'm reading his replies, or sorry, their replies. I don't know who's the account, and it's like you can play Yu-Gi-Oh for $5. I never said you had to win. Like, okay.
Bro, come on. You're not making yourself any better.
Again, that's what I thought he was saying, and I guess it literally was, which is, yeah.
So what do we learn, ladies and gentlemen? Arrogance is no bueno. This is what happens to people who are arrogant, and until somebody like pecks them down and level them up, they're gonna continue with this, this backwards mentality. And it's funny for him to say stuff like that because he's banned. I feel like he could have said quite the opposite and say like, nah, fuck this. No, Yu-Gi-Oh, it's definitely expensive.
Yeah, okay. So someone on the thread posted like, you don't need SP Little Knight to play Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Blah, blah, blah. So then they replied, it's time for people to draw a conclusion that do they like Yu-Gi-Oh or do they like winning at Yu-Gi-Oh? Because those are 100% different things. Like, so he's saying you can play for $5 but lose all the time. Like,
so where's the fun in losing all the time?
Yeah, because a hobby's supposed to have fun, and like
that's
saying,
kind of
like,
a double negative of what he's saying.
Yeah,
congratulations, like you played yourself.
Yeah,
yes, I understand the concept of having fun as a hobby. But the key component of a hobby is that you have to have fun at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing is like, I lost, but you know what? I have fun. Another thing is like, damn, I'll be losing for 10 weeks straight. I don't know. I'm not having fun. I need to win at one point. At one point, your brain is gonna like, bro, let's just get something, get better at it, and win, because it's no fun just losing all the time. People get tired of it. So it's kind of that's backwards, man. That's and then going at it of people saying that dumb shit, like
they're replying to every single comment basically, which is crazy. They're trying to defend their take.
Every single comment,
basically, yeah.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah.
Even what about the big guys, like the big YouTubers, like MBT or Distant Coder or Farfa or Capital G? Have they tweeted out? I know Capital.
Distant Coder replied to them directly. It was cheap or expensive is relative to one's personal situation. So different people can view different price points as either. Let's instead draw something comparable. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh is in the TCG is expensive relative to the OCG. A near one-to-one comparison. Why can't it be cheap here too? ? And then they replied, because we have vendors, hyper competitive players, stores that need to recoup expenses, and other factors that deem that our secondhand market be the way that it is. If Konami printed Bonfire at its height of popularity in a common, people would still complain its X amount. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really. Yeah, I don't know. They're commenting on mostly anyone calling them out. Yeah,
I guess he may have a fair point, but I guess like the what I will counter on that statement is that in the OCG they believe that in the OCG people still don't chase the highest rarity. I have a Korean friend of mine. She plays in the OCG in South Korea. Sure, whichever meta deck that she gets, she'll definitely get it in a few boxes, and she'll get the deck like under let's just say layman's terms, under, instead of spending $600, she only spent less than $100, and she got the entire deck that she needs to play and whatnot. Because most of the cards, the chase cards, are in the common or low rarity and whatnot. But she tells me like, oh no, I definitely want to get the highest rarity. Like I want a max rarity, and that's like a couple $100 and stuff like that. My counter is like, yeah, don't believe that just because in the OCG is much more affordable and easy access doesn't mean that a lot of players don't want to get the match rarity. There's a lot of collectors that they want the match rarity of it. Like who doesn't? Like who doesn't want to have a match rarity bonfire instead of a common? Like no, yeah, a common is fine for a person like me and another casual player. I can play it bonfire or common. That's fine. I fucking play it. But others. And I know I talked about this with my cousin on the previous episode. Others, they want collectors and competitive players, they want to have everything match ready. So they're definitely gonna follow the chase cards no matter what and buy the $100-something for it. So regardless,
but then they can't complain that the game is expensive.
No, I agree. The game can be expensive. At that point, they can't complain about it. And sure, in those retrospect, OCG is definitely cheaper. A lot of players are still gonna want to have the match already. How many times have we heard about this guy Pac? Pac plays his entire deck. If he has the ability to play his entire deck on Starlights, he will play them. That's crazy. Megaflits, however, but bro, if I pull a quarter century or a Starlight or whatever the fuck I got, I wouldn't play on my deck. I wouldn't put it to be a competitive deck. Like I don't trust people enough. It takes this one bad player to bend over your card, and then now your card is worthless. But they all want to have the match ready. They just want to. That's how you spend $1,200 on it. You know. It's a back and forth. I mean, what are your thoughts before we close this out?
Yeah, they're delusional. Like after reading their replies, they're very adamant of just like trying to say it's a cheap game when it's not. Like it's not. Like I don't. And then like the fact that they're fighting tooth and nail to defend their point on Twitter.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like I can't believe you're wasting your time going on the comment section and arguing with everybody. Like if somebody disagrees with me, I'll explain it over on the episode and that's it. I'm not gonna go on the comment section and go back and forth because that's nobody loses. I mean, nobody wins in that conversation because they have a certain mindset and you have yours. And what we're doing is trying to convince each other. And when it happens, it becomes an endless loop. Nobody's gonna end up convincing each other because everybody believes that our perspective is the right way.
Yeah,
it's a waste of time at that point. That's why I haven't had an argument with somebody like over a year ago over on social media. And after that, I was like, bro, what a waste of fucking time. I could just talk about this over on my podcast and move on to the next topic. You know? Yeah, it's a waste of time. It's not worth your energy. And yeah, like it's kind of weird for him or maybe it's her. I don't know who handles their social media. Maybe they both aren't in on it and they're both going back and forth. But whether it's one or both, you guys are completely delusional. And yeah, I disagree with your statement. If what you say is true that Yugioh is cheap, talk that talk. Go ahead and buy a structure deck. You know, that $5 structure deck, like you say, only spend $5. Go play competitively and then see how it goes. And then see how it goes, how you feel about it. But talk that talk. Don't give me that crap. Talk that talk. That's my style. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about it. Do you agree that he's being a little bit delusional about it? If you're not, let us know. Moving on, before we wrap this up with the TCG topic and move on to other topics, this is something that was brought to my attention right away by my cousin, Geektanium Miguel. Shout out to him. One Piece. It seems like the rumor mill is spinning, and people are saying that Bandai is actually gonna release a reprint set. Thoughts?
I don't know much about One Piece TCG. Are they reprinting like the mana panels and stuff like that, or is it just like these are cards that people want that were like commons or supers, and we're just reprinting them?
I guess that's that one. Like these are like people who are looking out for these chase cards, the expensive cards that people are trying to get and whatnot, looks like they're reprinted it. That's what they're saying. He said that it's based on this Reddit post, than the official One Piece TCG Reddit post, and it's said that Bandai has promised One Piece reprints. So this was official by saying that Bandai say like, yeah, we're promising the community there's gonna be reprints. So they're probably gonna reprint some of the cards from the core sets and structure this. I guess like the most chase out cards, like Yugioh does. All I gotta say is I fucking knew this. How many times have we talked about One Piece being way, way, way too expensive? And like people, like I get it's the hottest thing right now, but it's like if you look at it, just like Yu-Gi-Oh, it is expensive to play, especially if you want to play very competitively. It's expensive. Like you have to drop, and people are like dropping racks just to get boxes, just to get the alternate manga art, whatnot, you know. And I said this very before. Eventually, they're gonna need a reprint set so they can crash that market value. It seems like it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's happening by the end of the year. I don't know if it's happening by next year. I doubt it's gonna be that far off. If Bandai has already been saying that, yeah, we're promising for a reprint set, probably we're looking at like halfway through the year or so. You know, I don't think like anything later than next year. It's way too far. So, you know, I guess all I gotta say is like, "Hi, I told you, everybody." The fuck? People arguing me with the whole One Piece thing, and I was like, "No, the value's gonna crash. The value's gonna crash." No, it's an investment. It's gonna keep growing. It's like, yeah, it's gonna keep growing until a reprint set comes out and kills the value. Now, those $40 worth of a common card is gonna be $5. Yeah, but when I talk, I'm this crazy cuckoo guy with a tinfoil hat, you know? I don't know what to say, but I just want to put it out there just to let you know that this was something that that my cousin just told me. Yeah.
You called it, so you get a flaunt that you did, yeah.
I hate when I'm right. Let us know in the comments down below about my little rant with One Piece and me telling everybody and all the haters and the spectacles and whatnot saying like, "Hi, I told you so, guys." Anyways, maybe Matt will say something about me about this. I don't know. Love you, Matt. Thank you for listening, man. Shout out to you, bro. Next topic. This is actually pretty interesting because I didn't pay much attention until everybody was crying about it. Palworld, the new shooting RPG game. Everybody seems to loving it, playing the game. I haven't got my peak interest because I don't play much Steam games, whatnot. But I guess like the biggest criticism that's been receiving or the biggest backlash is that all the monster designs look too close to some of the Pokemon designs, like way too close, and it has stirred up a huge controversy. Like the Pokemon company is now stepping in and seeing and investigating this, but it has been a back and forth because when I look at some of these designs, I'm like, oh my god, that one looks like Lucario through and through. It's like the kid that says like, "Hey, can I copy your homework?" Yeah, just make sure it looks like you did it. It's like, all right, cool. That's how it looks like to me. To me, like you copy it, it's the same, but it looks kind of different, but the same difference. And I see the other side of the community defending Palworld, or not more or less defending Palworld, but more attacking Pokemon on their hypocrisy because Pokemon has also a reputation of copying other anime's designs. I heard from, let's talk about copy and paste. All right, what about the Dragon Quest monsters? Let's talk about this and that and whatnot. And I'm like, damn, like this has stirred up a huge controversy. I'm not gonna go ahead and design that much. I'm not gonna focus more on all the times that Pokemon have ripped people off. I'm looking at it more as all the times that other companies rip Pokemon designs. Like obviously Digimon is one of them. Everybody was like saying like, oh, this is another ripoff of Pokemon. I kind of see it, but the thing about Digimon, their designs are much more different, and not a lot of the Digimon designs look the same as Pokemon, which I kind of appreciate that. And of course, the storyline and the whole evolution thing is two different things, but I can see why people make those comparisons. You show me other things as well, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that as well. As other people, ripping off Pokemon and whatnot, but I feel like the other stuff that I've seen people saying, oh, it got ripped off from Pokemon, I can tell that they put a little bit more emphasis or more to the word of the creative side to make sure, like, yeah, it didn't came from Pokemon, or make sure, like, oh yeah, what is this Pokemon look? Oh, it looks like that Pokemon. Oh, until you didn't tell me, I didn't know. It looked good. But in Palworld, however, based on the designs that I'm seeing and the people and the comparison, like even before the designs, I saw one design, I was like, duh, that looks exactly like the Mega Evolution of Mewtwo. Like,
yeah,
what? That's kind of wild. That's kind of crazy.
There's one that it looks like the Galarian Meowth. Like it's just its face, and I'm just like, bro, with the eyes. Yeah, I'm like, this is such a ripoff,
bro.
There's a difference. There's a difference between like paying homage to something and then just copy and pasting something.
Exactly. Like it's something I tell this. Even in the music industry, it's similarly the same. There's no such thing as like, oh, I created this. No, because the idea came from another artist. So you're technically copying the artist's idea and you're just implementing your flavor into it. And this has been known for long as time. I feel like it's no different. Like it's a fair game. Everybody, like if I get a design from Pokemon that I really like, and then I just put my flavor into it and destroy it. So that way it doesn't, look like it came from Pokemon, but it looks like it was a new design. I respect that. But when you're just like flat out copy paste and just change the color and the design, is like what are we doing? Like what are we doing here? Like again, I saw a couple of ones that I saw immediately. I saw one that looked like Superior, like the final evolution of Sneevy, one of the gem starter Pokemons. I was like, dog, is that Pokemon just on a different color? Another one was the Gigantamax Eevee.
Yeah.
We can go on and on. There's just so many of them. I was like, bro, this is like a clear indication of copy and paste. There has been some copy and paste. Like you can tell that you were influenced. Sure, your gameplay is different. Like it's not the same. It's a shooter game or whatnot. Sure, you can label that, but you also can't deny that that the idea didn't came from a couple Pokemon designs. Like even when you're doing the 3D designs out of it, like you need to have a skeleton out of it. You can't tell me it's like, oh yeah, I made this on my own. When you're doing it on the game designing, and it just looks identical, like in the movements that it looks identical to one of the Pokemons. Like, come on, you need to have a skeleton for that. Like, you can't just like reimage that, because if you reimage that, bro, the amount of hours and days for you to do that, it's just like it's time consuming. To me, this is a clear case of copy paste. But what are your thoughts behind all this?
Like I agree with you. Like a lot of the things were copy and paste. Because then when I saw the initial like artwork, of some of the monsters, I was like, "Yo, this is this is Galarian Meowth. This is like Gigantamax Eevee. This looks like Lucario." Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Like I feel like some of it was copy and paste. So yeah, I wonder what Game Freak and Nintendo are going to do about it.
Oh, Game Freak and Nintendo, they're gonna do a cease and desist for sure. I mean, they're already under investigation. Nintendo is so well known on suing companies if they believe that you're copywriting, if they believe that you copy paste. Nintendo's well known on doing this. And obviously, because this is one of their babies, you can 100% guarantee that they're going to protect it and they're going to go full extent out of it. It was kind of a dumb move to do that. Did it make headlines? Yeah, but at what cost, bro? Like, you're going to get sued. You're going to be out millions and whatnot. Like, I don't think that's going to be enough for you to even recover some of the stuff that you potentially earn from putting the game out there. Like, that's kind of shitty. I don't know. That's the controversy that's happening, you know? Anything you want to add on?
Yeah, Nintendo's like one of the worst companies you want to like copyright infringe. Like it was just dumb for them to do Nintendo. If they did Digimon, I can see Digimon not suing them or whatever, but it's like Nintendo is so notorious for protecting their IP, and they went after and they just went and copied, Pokemon. Especially when like, a lot of people are saying that the gameplay is really good. So it's like they didn't even need to copy Pokemon. Like
no,
they had good gameplay that was talking for itself, and then they just like kind of ruined it by copyright infringement on the actual monsters.
And I would have participated on that, but I just not into playing video games on computer. Like I prefer console overall. But maybe I would have picked it up until I was told and I was seeing that it's like, dog, this is a clear copy base. And like you said, Nintendo will copyright infringe YouTubers talking about their games, giving them positive notes about their games. It's like, oh, I can't wait to play this Zelda game. I can't wait to play this Mario game. I can't wait to play this Pokemon game. And Nintendo will still copyright infringement them because they're talking about their game or they show some of their images and whatnot and they want a cut of it. Bro, Nintendo will do everything in their power, just to shut you down and show you like who has the power in all this. Like it's kind of wild that they will block and copyright YouTubers for talking about their games. Like if anything, that's free exposure. I got some kid talking about this game and everybody's gonna buy it. Yeah, free exposure. I had to pay anything. But no, Nintendo doesn't give a shit. And like you said, they're very, very protective of the crap. Let us know in the comments down below what you think about it. Do you think it was definitely a ripoff of Pokemon, or do you think otherwise? Let us know. I'm very curious what the people had to say. Moving on. In the gaming hemisphere, Twitch. Our good Lord Twitch. So something I wanted to tell you because I saw this on a post. Twitch CEO made a comment and said that the best way to grow on Twitch is collaboration with other streamers. Wow.
I guess.
So me growing by myself is not enough. No, I had to collaborate with others. What if I don't want to collaborate with others? What if I don't like engaging with other people? Like, what if I don't like other people? What if I don't have anybody to collaborate with? Like, oh, I got to do stuff that they like so I can be part of it so they can give me a shout out. Gee,
or like vice versa. Like if I have it made, why would I want to help you? Because technically you're a competitor.
Exactly.
Because if I'm streaming and I add you, and then people are like, "Yo, I like Rafa more than Mike. Let me go follow Rafa and unfollow Mike." It's like that. Like,
yes, leeching off from others.
Yeah.
Best way to grow on a platform. Wow. That's why I feel like this guy, this CEO of Twitch is like so delusional and he's so old that I think that his brain is farting. Like, because saying some of these wild things is kind of backwards in a way, But I don't know. Bezos put him. I don't know how Twitch is going to last. And now after this, I don't know how Twitch really is going to last now because just recently I saw this on Twitch. Pokimane streamer, it seems like she's hinting like she's parting ways with Twitch. I mean, she's a millionaire. It doesn't really matter at this point. She already got business and investments and all this. Even though some of her investments are kind of like shitty and stupid. But I don't know. I don't know what else can she do other than stream, but it seems like she's moving away because she posted saying like the end of an era. Twitch has been my home for a decade, but it's time to say thank you for all the memories and love during my League, Fortnite, and Among Us days. And she's like considered Twitch's baby, you know, the face of Twitch, because boy is she be in so many controversial topics and so many backlash and many times that people call her out on her shit, and Twitch always defending her, like protecting her in a sense. Now saying that she's leaving Twitch, this might be the beginning of the end of Twitch. Maybe I'm being a little bit wishful thinking of that part. Maybe that I'm grasping the straws. But this is one of their biggest earners. So if their biggest earner is leaving Twitch, what is there to say that everybody else will leave as well and follow her trend? And then Twitch,
I mean, not everyone else is a millionaire. You have to get to that position before you can just say, I'm done doing streaming. Unless you want to go back to a normal job and whatever, which is fine. Like,
which is fine. But
yeah, but like, yeah, I don't think Pokimane is gonna go and be a waitress or or work a corporate office job. I think she's just she's settled for life, like you kind of said.
No, she good. She good. But maybe I don't know. It doesn't say like she's gonna sign a contract with Geek or YouTube or any of that stuff. We don't know. Or she's just done with streaming overall. But it's interesting that you say like, what else is she gonna do if she doesn't have all those other business ventures? Like, what else can she do? What is she good for? Like, it was business wise. I just don't see her doing anything else, and I don't know what can she do business, because the business aspect it was easy for me to say. Oh yeah, I'm a Twitch streamer. I have a million or two followers, and I stream like hundreds of thousands of views every day. Something that's something that I can bring to the table. What can you bring me? What's part of the share? What can I have? But now it's like, oh yeah, I used to be a Twitch streamer and whatnot. And we're like, okay, and I got followers. It's like, we got followers. What do you want to do? What are you gonna be a face of? What are you gonna do? What's your value? I don't know. As a business aspect, I just don't see what else can she do. Maybe she, like I said, maybe it's just that she's done with Twitch and she's gonna stream on another platform, or she's just done with streaming overall. We don't know. We just know that Twitch is now losing momentum rapidly.
I think you have to treat her like she's like a celebrity,
I mean, are we at that point now that we're treating streamers celebrities?
Not all streamers. Like, don't forget they had Ninja on the New Year's countdown that one year.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, Ninja.
I didn't know.
Maybe like 5 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was part of like the when he's at New York and they're doing the countdown for New Year's. Like, he was like part of that. And then people were making fun of him because he said that he looked super awkward doing it.
I guess again, like, I feel like some of these streamers, I guess their personality on camera is so different their real life personality. I could be real with you on and off the camera. And that's how I am. I'm the same person that brings you the same energy on camera as much as I do off the camera. But some of these streamers, I don't think the same way. I think they have to put a persona. And when they're off the camera, they're a completely different story. Like, I can see some of these guys that they're so animated, energetic, and fun, and like, oh my God, this is a cool guy to have fun. Like, if I see him, I want to treat him on a beer. But then when you do see him, he's like in the library reading a book, or in the park reading a book, some shit like that, So I don't see like these guys. So I can see why you say like Ninja felt like very awkward, because I'm pretty sure he was pretty nervous, because one thing is streaming millions of people on stream playing video games, and often it's announcing something on a countdown where you can see when you have the entire world watching you, and as well you're limited to some of the things that you're allowed to say on live broadcast, then you aren't limited on stream. It's two different animals.
Plus, like when you stream, it's like you're in the comfort and safety of your home versus
Right.
like when you're in public, you're in public. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's what they call stage fright. Yeah, it's the same thing. I remember when I used to DJ in these festivals and these events and clubs and whatnot. Like I felt like I was a superstar and whatnot, right? And so and people will look at my energy and they will assume like, holy fuck, this guy must be high as a motherfucker, or this guy's on drugs because all that energy, or holy, and in a good way. Or this guy is drunk because look at this and that, all this wild crazy shit. Nobody will think otherwise. And people don't realize, like, yeah, I don't drink.
Hold up.
That energy is all me.
Something ain't right.
that's all you.
That's all me. So once I'm once I'm done DJing, I just walk out of the club. It's like, all right, bye. It's like, hey, where you going? We're gonna the after party. I'm going home actually. Later.
Yeah.
People they see me, it's like, bro, like what word you want? It's like life. I don't know. I don't drink or do anything. Like that's just me, who I am, you know. So that's how I feel. Like all these streamers are. They put on an image, a persona, that this is how they are because they feel like this is where they're most comfortable. And when you take that person out of the equation and do like, all right, I want you to do the same thing a year, but here, yeah, I can see how you get stage fright out of it. But yeah, I just want to say that, you know, Twitch is falling little by little, and it's one after another. So we'll see how far it goes. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about Twitch overall and its, you know, Pokimane's recent departure. It's about to happen. Moving on, Microsoft laying off almost 2,000 employees from after the merger of Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox. What are your thoughts?
Crazy, but not surprising because a lot of tech companies are having layoffs. So it's not just like I know we're looking at it from like a gaming perspective, but it's more of like a big tech perspective. That a lot of companies are laying. A lot of tech companies are laying people off. So I was not shocked that Microsoft was next.
That I heard. I know that Disney is also laying off a lot of tech companies as well. You know that I've heard that it's been happening for quite some time. But I guess like my biggest criticism, like yeah, sure, I did saw this coming because Microsoft has this. You know, for every time they do a merger, they start laying off people. Was it really smart for them to do the merger? Like if the merger would have never happened, will all those people still have their jobs?
Maybe not. We don't know.
Big if. But I guess like it just continues to put more of a bad image to Microsoft and makes me like not want to trust them any further when it comes to, you know, merging companies, because if what you're doing is just absorbing other companies and then laying off a lot of employees that worked their lives just to be in that position, and then you're kicking out of the curve after the merger happens, then did you really have the money for you to merge with that company?
Mm-hmm.
Did you really have that much money? Because if you did have that much money, there shouldn't be that many necessary layoffs. In fact, it should be like, all right, I bought you guys, now start making AAA games and shit and whatnot. Like, do your thing, do your job, do work, you know? But now it felt like, oh yeah, I absorbed you. We can eliminate this department. We can put these two departments together into one. We can cut off corners here and there. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the part that they're just cutting corners all around after the merger. And that's not a fun thing, because like, damn, like I said, I worked my whole life, got to this position, and then all of a sudden this merger happened, which I thought was going to be a great thing, and now I'm finding out I'm losing my job. Now I have to figure out where to work now and who can hire me when everything's already been, you know, taken care of. That's why I'm always kind of against some of these mergers. Like if it's for the greater good, sure, but if it's just so they can control the whole game state, or else like now I don't want to hear Microsoft blaming Activision if their next AAA game doesn't do well. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear Microsoft saying a word out of it. Oh, we did fail. It's like, Yeah, I guess because you lay off a couple people who were in the middle of the projects. Anyway, that's my rant. What are your closing thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, we won't know what went internally. Like, I work in tech, and I can tell you that like there's some people that I'm just like, yeah, you shouldn't be working in tech, and I don't know how you're in this high position. And I think sometimes with mergers, it's a good time to eliminate some of the people dragging you down. I don't think there's 1,900 lazy people, but I think maybe a good amount were like, these are the people like underperforming.
Yeah.
And I think it's just time to like let it go. Cause it is annoying when you work with someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very stressful because it's like, I'm trying to do a good job and I can't do a good job because you're always as strongest as like the weakest person you have to work with, or like either on your team or collaborating with. But 1,900, I don't think that's like all those people were bad. I think they were right. I don't know. I think it's a mixture of both.
All right. I like that perspective. I didn't see it that way. So yeah, I can see why they will cut off a lot of those underperformed people or people who don't actually work, or they're just layman's term lazy overall.
Yeah, because I know for some companies, I think maybe Google, like when they buy a company, they re-interview like every engineer from the company they're
okay.
Like, absorbing, and like sometimes they can't pass the Google interview because that's one of the hardest interviews, and so they're just like, yep, we're gonna let you go, like, that we have like a standard to meet,
and you don't meet those standards.
And again, I don't think like that's all 1,900 people from Microsoft that got laid off, but I think it's like a mixture of like they're cutting like some of the fat off, but
they're definitely cutting off,
trying to save money.
Yeah, they're definitely cutting from both EdSpots and Activision Blizzard. So they're cutting on both ends. That's kind of that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good way to purge all the lazy people. But then like you said, it's kind of hard to believe like all 1,900 of them were very underperforming, very lazy.
Like I said, I think it's a mixture, but like we won't know. It's like we won't know the performance reviews or any stuff like that.
Right. It just sucks. Like after a merger that you guys spend billions of dollars, is like, oh yeah, we're gonna lay off everyone. At least the nice thing they did it now and not before the holidays. That would have been a shitty move out of them. Then I would have cussed them out and form a civil lawsuit or something. I will raise hell at that point. Yeah. But yeah, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about this massive layoff. Let's move on to the final topic, which is I'm very excited about it. Universal Studios announced Epic Universe, the new theme park of Universal Studios, Universal Studios Orlando. It's gonna be the 4th theme park in Universal Studios, and I saw the trailer and I saw some of the designs and the 4 new worlds that they're opening. It's the Super Nintendo world, which is very heavily focused on Mario theme. If they're gonna call it the Super Nintendo world, I hope they'll bring more stuff other than just Mario stuff, like Zelda, Metroid, and Pokemon. But I guess we'll see later on. Dark Universe, so they're gonna have a whole park just for recreating all the classic horror monsters and probably modernize them. So like the Draculas, the Frankensteins, the werewolves, the mummies, that actually got me excited because imagine for Horror Nights, I'm pretty sure they're gonna use that for Horror Nights. That's gonna be a dope theme about it. They'll expand them more on the Harry Potter universe, which to me, I'm like whatever about it. But they did do the kids section, which is like the DreamWorks How to Train a Dragon. That kind of looked interesting. And then they have a hotel that's called the Grand Hotel Helios, which the hotel is literally inside the theme park. For anybody who's staying in the hotel, you just go and enter the theme park. If you purchase it, if you have the passes for one, yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll have a way to regulate that. It's pretty easy. But yeah, dude, Universal Studios announced it, and they're opening next year. Next year, 2015. You have any thoughts about it?
I haven't been in Universal in a while, but I did want to go once they opened the Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll probably check it out once that opens. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if I'm literally the first one.
Day one.
Probably day zero.
You gotta do a review, put it on the pod.
I'll probably do that and more. Yeah. We'll have like a little GoPro and camera and just record the whole day experience and just put it up in the podcast. Yeah. That would be a very interesting thing. Yeah. I mean, it looks fun. I guess like I like the new theme. I like the way the rich and they're doing. I guess my concern is like in terms of a ride, because I can see the attraction level. I can see it. Like you guys nailed it. You have it. The attraction, I see it banned, but I'm concerned more about the rides. Like based on the trailer, I don't know much about it. Based on the trailer, they announced like they have like 2 roller coasters that it's, that one of them is going to be like a race car and whatnot. The other one is like a ride, Mario World, you're doing the Mario Kart thing. That's as much knowledge as I know what the ride. So I'm wondering, are they going to have like the same amount of rides compared to Universal and Islands? Like Universal has like total of 8 rides. Islands has like 9 or 10 or something like that. And obviously Volcano Break has their own, but that's different. It's a water park. It's supposed to. I'm concerned if Epic Universe is gonna have like at least 6-7 rides that you can say, oh yeah, I'm willing to spend $100 to go to this theme park today because of these rides. Because like I can see people spending $100-something to go to Universal, and you get your money out of it because of all the rides and all the attractions. But I wonder if you're gonna spend that same amount of money by going to Epic Universe and have almost the same amount of joy as you did on the others. That's my concern.
Yeah.
The ride selection. Like I want to know if there's gonna be more rides and if the rides are gonna be as good as they are, and if there's any future plans on adding more stuff to it. Because I feel like this potential of adding this 4th theme park, it has a lot of potential to grow even more and add more stuff. But you tell me your thoughts, your final thoughts on this.
I definitely want to go.
Well, it's definitely,
yeah, I agree. Like, it'll be pretty bad if it's like 2 rides for like, it's gonna be over 100. It's probably like 150, 175. It's not gonna be 100.
I can. Well, I'm saying 100 as being like, as being fair. I'm just putting a number there. I'll look at the ticket that's gonna be between 120 to 150. I don't know if it's gonna be as pricey as Universal or Islands. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more at that $130 range. But I'll be kind of disappointed. Is like, man, I'm paying 130 and I only get 2 rides.
Yeah.
I'll be fairly disappointed if it's like that, because otherwise you could at least squeeze in those 2 rides in Universal or in Islands, whichever is easier for you guys. I guess that's my concern.
Yeah, I agree with your concern. But yeah, the Nintendo stuff I'm excited for. Like, I'll definitely go, even if it's only 2 rides. I think I'll go at least once to experience it. But then I will let people know, hey, I had fun, but just know it's like, 2 rides or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm more excited on the Nintendo world than I really realize. I don't know why. I'm just fairly excited. I guess because of all the good reviews I've been hearing from Nintendo World in Universal Japan and in Los Angeles, that me seeing it Orlando, it seemed like more of a, like, I can't wait. So my expectations are pretty high, and that concerns me because, like, I hope that my expectations are met,
Yeah.
And because I really want to be part of it. I really want to get into it and hope like, oh yeah, this was definitely worth it, But I guess we'll see how everything goes afterwards, But yeah, the announcement of Epic Universe is out. Check out the trailer, the Universal Studios pages, and all their social medias. They did a good job on the marketing. I don't have any negative things to say about it, other than I hope that we're gonna get more than 2 rides. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have like at least a good 6-7 rides. and they haven't announced it yet. I guess we'll see. We'll see. Well, let us know in the comments down below. We're gonna wrap this up right here, right now, man. We did a good, fairly amount of time, man.
That's good.
All right. So before we wrap this up, man, let the whole people know where they can follow you.
Right, my Instagram and YouTube, Mike Phoenix Hero. I make YouTube content for Yugioh, obviously. Deck profiles and unboxings whenever I get stuff. And then again, if you guys have suggestions, just let me know and I'll try to make videos for you guys.
Any final thoughts overall?
I'm ready for the sneak peek for Phantom Nightmare.
Yeah, I'm waiting for me to spend more money when I shouldn't be spending more money.
Well, you could save it for that case.
I'm gonna save it for the case. 100%. Yeah. I want that case because I definitely want to play all those decks. I want the Raika, I want the Fire Dragon, I want Centurion. 100%. I want that. We'll see, guys. Let us know in the comments down below what are your overall thoughts into all these news. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, like and subscribe for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/AWGC podcast or A Wolf in Geeks Clothing. And you can check all my social medias for any of the latest episodes. And for the audio platform, you can check on SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts at Wolves and Music or the Lone Wolf Podcast, or just type in A Wolf in Geeks Clothing. You're definitely going to find all those episodes for free. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. Share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want me and Mike to cover it, please let us know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to talk about it on the next episode. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.